2 letters, 1 word, the meaning of life. Yeah. Previously on Kimba TV. So we'll see if we get stopped out. I think for me, the way that I would take a short is a VWAP bearish retest. Maybe a swing fail back in, like kind of a fake out. Low volume pump would kind of be a dead giveaway, but it's for me, it's always been inside or above this, bullish, inside or outside, and time spent would be bearish. So, yeah. Happy Thursday! We just had GDP, PCE tomorrow. Let's finish the month strong. I'm strong if you're strong. And get caught up on the plan. How we doing? Exclamation giveaway. Exclamation KCEX. Let's go ahead and adjust the weekend high. So that was the bad high. Weekend cleaned it. The weekend high just got cleaned. So there could be a chance that the overnight high gets cleaned again. So we'll move it there. But technically, it's this liquidity from the weekend that you want to grab, right? So we'll keep it like that. And then let me adjust all of this crap. Value area high is 104,410. Value area low 102,200. Settlement, you are 104,315. Like if I say right now, hey, we have a really easy short setup in front of us, do you know what I'm talking about? It's the overnight ETH high getting swept. Is that a good high, or is that a little bit poor? Do you think that is done? There's a good chance that that's going to get swept, right? So if it does this, that's an easy short. Okay, and everybody should be thinking about, how am I going to play this? Am I going to wait 2 30-minute candle closes? Am I going to take it on the 15-minute? There's no single prints or nothing to guide you. So you probably have to be a little bit more patient in case it does this. So you got to make up your mind. Are you going to wait for 2 30-minute candle closes? Are you going to wait for one? Are you going to market smash on the first decrease back down? Are you gonna, is that your entry? Is that your stop loss? How are you gonna play this? What do you want from Bugammas for you to take the short? Okay, today is GDP day. Did everybody get the, here's GDP. Okay, 2.3%. Unemployment is 207. All right, and then yesterday we talked about a long. Do you remember what we said yesterday? You have your value area high and your settlement inside of the RTH gap. So what did I say that what would be something that we would want to do? Dip your toes in and go. All right, so if you actually rewind and watch the highlights, right? If you actually watch the highlights and you just rewind and get caught up, it's all there. But the reason why I want you to rewind and get caught up is to understand. Like, I shouldn't have to tell you every day that those are bad, and there's a chance that we might sweep it. It doesn't have to do it. That's why in the morning, probably the TA that you missed, I was debating which line should we draw. The weekend high already got cleaned, right? Does it need to clean it again? Sometimes it doesn't. This is memory recall. This is not the first time that on a Thursday or a Friday, so not on Sunday when CME opens, not on Monday, okay, when RTH opens, but later in the week, we sweep the weekend high. When it does that, it does not necessarily need to clean it again just because it was overnight. If it was Sunday or Monday, then I would say, yes, this is high probability. So this is memory recall. What happens if you clean a weekend high on a Thursday or Friday compared to a Sunday or a Monday? That's just memory recall and pattern recognition. Those are poor highs, weak highs. That's just pattern. That's just TA and math. Understanding that overnight highs can get cleaned. So, make sure you get caught up on the highlights. Make sure you rewind when you show up late. It's all there. But more importantly, don't try to memorize what I'm saying. Try to understand it yourself so you can use it. All right. So that's about it. Yeah, but and SpeciFisher and everybody else, I make it very, very clear that if your subconscious bias about here is not the same as mine, you're never going to be able to take it really quickly. If I've been talking about this gap since December 15th. You can go back to a pre-Christmas stream. And I'm already talking about this gap right here. I'm already talking about this gap and how I would want it to be bearish and bullish. That gap right there. All right. So for me, if it's not like this, it's bullish. For me, if it touches the other side, like that immediately, I'm like, that's no good. That lost all bearish edge right from the get. Like that tells you right away, you lost all bearish edge. Okay, you can't fill the whole gap. For me, I wanted this and I wanted the 30-minute candle close below here. For it to full gap and have the body close, the first one in the gap, that's bullish. And that's in the highlights. And so how would you take that long? I showed it in here, bullish retest of the bottom gap. All right, and that's like 5th grade TA, like that's basic TA. So now you know. God's Panda says, good morning, y'all. I missed the 15-second TA. It should tell you how long we've been streaming. It says 53 minutes. So do you think there's a high probability or a low probability that if we've been streaming for 53 minutes already, that you missed the 15-second alpha TA? Probabilities! Yeah, but hey, I'll tell you if you want the 15-second alpha TA, but you know what would make me really proud is if you could just figure it out for yourself. Okay, we just swept the weekend high. Okay, so that is a good short. That reaction looks good. Okay, that's a good short. If you're already in a short, that's awesome. I'm not in a short right now. I just got here. All right, if those are week highs and those are overnight highs, right? So if, markets open, markets did already open, and we do a swing fail, then in my opinion, that's an easy short, okay? Different from these short attempts that we did the last 2 days, okay? You do not have single prints in front of you. You don't have anything that gives you extra bearish edge. You don't have anything that says maybe you should take it even before the 30-minute candle closes. Okay, so this short is different than this one and this one. I hope everybody can see that. So this one, you may want to wait 1 or maybe 2 30-minute candles to really confirm that it's a 30-minute swing fail pattern instead of just a breach. So you've got to I'm not saying that it's going to go up there. Remember, we can't predict the future. All we can do is prepare. That was the weekend high that got swept overnight. Those are poor highs, which means that the probability it's going to get swept is high. The structure looks good, so I'll wait 1 or 2. At least I'll wait for the first 30-minute candle close, and then that could be a swing fail, and we could take it down. So you've got a short there. Yesterday, we talked about a potential long. What would be the potential long? You've got your RTH gap right there. So if you want to play the RTH, that's where you opened. So you can tolerate a dip your toes in and go, okay? But if the gap is right here, VWAP is right here, settlement and value area high is right here, the probability of a settlement bullish retest is now lower. Make sense? So that's it. So you've got a potential short. If you want to take that long, I mean, your invalidation would be either the lower gap or even VWAP. Like I said, if you want a long, you cannot hit the full gap. Okay, so if you really want a long and you're okay with that gap getting filled, you want something like this. Okay, but that's Gucci. So that means that if you want this long, it probably has to do it now, like in the next 26 minutes, because you don't want a 30-minute candle close like this and then have the whole thing come back down and then close it. That would be bearish. I don't think I would long the settlement. So you're just looking at stuff and you're juggling what you think would be bullish or bearish and going with that, chat. You guys know where my TP is, right? You guys know where my TP is, right? We already drew the TP, yes? I don't even know what the timestamp was anymore from yesterday. I thought it was 8:36. Or is it 8:26? Maybe it's 8:26. I cut to it. There you go. Like, and if you really think about it, both of these are still valid if we go back into the gap. Okay, but yeah, my TP1 would be that SFP. So it's all planned out, talked about. We Gucci? It's awesome when the TA stuff clicks, right? Like how I-AIM one was saying. It's amazing when the TA clicks too, but some of like the more abstract stuff that we talk about, like just be prepared, or you got to believe what you're doing is right. Or, you know, it's all about managing risk, right? It really doesn't matter what anybody else is doing, right? Root for each other, help each other out, right? All of those things, I hope those things click too, because those are the truest truths of trading. Let me take a wild fucking guess. Kimba, did you take the 7.5? It's pixel perfect. I see, it's even easy to anticipate y'all sometimes. It's even easy to anticipate y'all sometimes. Okay, what'd I say? I knew some motherfucker was gonna be like, hey, did you take the 7.5? It's pixel perfect. I said, don't even ask me. I said, don't even ask me, bro. Okay, so you're not in a short? You're not? No, I did not take the 7.5. Okay. I'm gonna go long then. Okay, you're not in a short. Okay, good. Wait, what do you mean you're in a short, you fucking scammer? Show it. I don't believe it. Show it. You just said you didn't take the 7.5 short. And the cycle, the life cycle of the hyena continues, ladies and gentlemen. The life cycle. Wait, what do you mean, man? You just said you didn't short. What do you mean you're in a short 5 seconds later? Fucking liar. Wait. Stop the music. Beer market. Do you have any questions? Ysec, do you have any questions? Artarzova, Bergix, does everybody know what I'm doing, what I'm in? What my invalidation is, where I would maybe think about adding, where if I get stopped out of the short, where I would re-enter the two different areas. why we took the short, how we took it. Any questions? Anybody feeling like, no way, bro, how the fuck are you in a... Oh, did the HD Bitcoin die? Our TARS versus 10 is 10. Yeah, for those of you that was here to, you know, kind of hear it and walk through the whole thing, what'd you guys think in general? Yeah, shout outs to the 7-5 shorters. Yeah, we already discussed about the TPs. Mehdi says 10 out of 10. Let's get it. Beer Marcus says executing as planned. Yes, and that's the most important thing is everybody should just execute what they believe, you know? Yeah, Beer Marcus says Gucci knowledge is always let's fucking go. Let's fucking go, my boy. Yep, and obviously stop loss and profit, so can't lose. Maybe on the bearish retest of the blue line, maybe I would think about re-entering and or the SFP. We've got the single prints, the levels to the downside, and then, you know, obviously, you know, hidden bull divs are going to be long opportunities, and the eye on the prize becomes the trend. So, you know, somewhere in this zone, but as you can see, like whether we have this trend line or not, we didn't have anything below this anyways. So. Chaplain says, Kimba, how is it that you didn't get stopped out on short break even? Sure. I mean, the first thing is preparation, Chaplain. So I don't know if you were here when I drew this like this. Were you here for this when I did this? Were you here for that? Okay, awesome. So, and you were here when I said, if you can't stand this, I think I actually, like, let's be objective and fair, right? Like I drew it like this, but I said, if you can't stand that you have to shave a little bit. Do you remember that part? Because I don't want to start with like what I did or how I executed, but all of these are like basic concepts that you can decide if you want to adopt or not. Okay, awesome, Chaplain. So, and what about in the earlier part of the day? So you let stop on higher high? Yes, I'm getting to that, Chaplain. And watch this, Chaplain. Chat. Where do you put your stop loss if you want to maximize profits? Where do you put your stop loss if you don't want to get stopped out? And last but not least, if you don't want to get stopped out and you're going to put your stop loss on a higher high or a lower low, what is something that you can do that still lets you put a higher high or lower low stop loss, but it's still break even? Chaplain, are you aware of how you can try to put your stop loss behind the 7.5 or 7.86 or even higher high and still have a break even? Chaplain says, so you shaved. There you go. So it really depends on, have you ever noticed this play? Do you know, this is kind of like Kimba Crown, okay? But it all starts with identifying levels, okay? We don't get bearish on the penetration. We get bearish on the retest. Okay? And for the most part, brother, if I'm telling you I'm trying to not get stopped out, you know, like where I'm waiting for. Yeah. Like when I say things like my bet is already made, I'm telling you that I'm going to just go with the position that I have. Yeah, so I got break even, had nice entry. That's okay, brother. Let me ask you this. So did you think about, I don't know if you were here, like we talked about all of this, but were you here when I said, yo, how funny is it when your entry is at the golden pocket or 7.5? Do you remember me saying that and how I said you need to make a decision? Do you remember, like, we were laughing about that, brother? We were like, oh my God, how funny is it when our entry is at the golden pocket or 7.5? Yes? Awesome. So Chaplain, this happens a lot, brother. and you have to make a decision on whether you want to get stopped out at the golden pocket, if you want to get stopped out at the 382, right? Point of control, all of those things. So there's no right or wrong. But here's the thing, Chaplain. Even if, let's say that I had, was having a rough week and I had to close it there, or even if I got stopped out there, I don't know if you've been listening to me, but the whole thing for me is, are we above or below this level? So there was a scenario where if you're watching this happen, okay, and you see this pop-pink and you get stopped out right there and it does this again, you can be thinking to yourself, how many candle closes are you considering it bullish and bearish? So maybe that's all you really need to add into your arsenal. I closed right on a level. That's okay, brother. Remember, they're trying to get you, okay? It's not going to dump until they stop out all of retail, okay? So I wouldn't even feel bad about it. But one thing that you can do is prepare if you do get fucked right there, all right? And I don't know if you were here for this either, but this could be the floor, okay? Meaning you might be, some people are going to be looking at it like this, okay? And they're going to say to themselves, I want this short. Chaplain says, I would get better entry 1062, but didn't have much balls to take it. That's all right. That's all right. I like what you were thinking though. All right. So some people are going to say that we talked about this. So, if you want to rewind and get caught up with this, we also said, you got to be prepared for this. And this could take us to even, if this actually plays out, then I don't think this is good. And I don't think this is good. I think we actually get 96 type of shit. Yeah. So Chaplain, it's not too late, brother. It's really just about how you want to prepare for the next thing. Yeah. So moving forward, Chaplain, moving forward, you got to make a decision on what you want to do here. Was your entry right here? So there's a couple of things you can do. If you know that from a mathematical perspective, if you don't want to get stopped out, whether you're willing to take a loss or it's in tiny profit, that's your stop loss, right? Like it's behind the 786, right? Mathematically speaking. Another thing too, Chaplain, is if you don't want to get stuck here, take the higher risk play and take that 7.5 short there. Okay? If you feel like, dude, this is a little bit too fucked up for me, shit like this is gonna fuck me up, then it might be better for you to take that short. Because your invalidation is this, right? That's pixel perfect 7.5 and then that higher high. So is this riskier for you? Easier to play? Or is this easier to play for you? And so, just in the future, you can make up your mind. But, objectively speaking, brother, don't get, too bummed out and feel like, oh my God, I got fucked right there. You might have one more shot there, or you might have one more shot there. And last but not least, you still have the floor. So you could, if you don't think that the bearish retest was going to happen, some people are going to mark that. You know what those lows are. So let's say, for example, you do end up market smashing the loss of that level. Well, the thing that you need to babysit is you don't want to swing fail. So you have to put your stop loss and take profit right away. Okay? So it's really just about managing risk. I don't really care what you do. I'm not going to be here, but, if it does that, 2 hours from now. So you're still going to have to watch the data. But remember, there's always a setup and there's always higher time frame ways to look at it. So, all right. Chaplain, I think the 7.5 was easier. Touche. Then, you can try that next time, Yeah. So let me ask you this, brother. If it does a third drive into the golden pocket or another bearish retest of the blue line, if you decide to take a short here, or you decide to take a short here, or you decide to take a short here, your invalidation is this. You know, I would never recommend that you just blindly do it if it does go up there. Ideally, you see some sort of like absorption on smaller time frame, or even like shorts getting squeezed, you know, top long, more longs getting in would be nice. But in this context, if it were up to me for the next couple of hours, if you're bearish, you don't want to get above the golden pocket, and you certainly don't want to spend time above that dotted blue line. That dotted blue line has been the villain or the hero for all of us all day today, I think. I see the swing fail pattern right there, you know, Chaplain. I see that. And man, getting into a short from there, okay, would be fucking amazing and awesome. Right? So if that happens overnight, like chances are my alarms are going to go off and I'm going to try my very best to be in that, you know? But if they want to also leave that also makes it easier for me to long when we drop, because I know they're going to clean that shit. So whatever they want to do, I know how to use this to my advantage, I feel like. What do you guys think? You know? And to be honest with you, I'm not like overly bullish or bearish. Remember, like, you know, I come in day to day, look at the data, look at what happened overnight, right? Like with the bad overnight highs today, for example. And every day we're just formulating new plans, you know? So I don't want you guys to think about, you know, what I said, you know, 6 hours ago and think that it might be still applicable later on down the road. Rather, maybe just listen to how the data could change those things. You know what I mean? Lua Bambua says, even my grandma is waiting for that sweep. But which sweep though? You know, like if you think about how we broke this down yesterday, all I did was I found the RTH gap, my inflection point, and I said, if it goes up, it's going to clean those bad highs up top. If it goes below the RTH gap, it's going to clean the lows at the bottom. That's all I did, right? So which grandma are you? Your grandma on your mom's side waiting for that one, and your grandma on your dad's side waiting for that one? But dude, that's all I've been doing too, my guy. I'm either waiting for that swing fail or that swing fail. I can't join. Thea says, why did it work this time? Was it because it was the second time going to 886? Well, yes, and the structure too. So Theus, you see how it's a lower high? So you're hoping that that's the trend, but you don't know. Yeah. Yeah, Zipper says gap time, but not mine. Let's go, big boy. Yeah, well, let's see what it is, you know. This is what I was talking about with our homie Chaplain when I was saying, hey, you know, don't get so distraught about getting pixel stopped out, you know, right there, that you miss out on the 886-618 rotation. And this is the math play, you know. And maybe this is the thing that is also you're missing, Theus, is there's a difference between going like this and like kind of bouncing off of golden pocket versus straight nuking through the golden pocket. Like, how many of you guys are like starting to understand like what I'm talking about when I say that, you know, when it nukes, you know how I always draw it like this? Like, it's really obvious. If it's not, then don't take it, is what I would suggest. Because the candle smashes through from the through the golden pocket to the 886. It's supposed to look like this, you know? But anyways, hey, let's go. Kachoy. Hey, Salakosti, you don't have to do that, Salakosti. Salakosti just gifted 20 subs, 21 subs. Amalise, our favorite lady from France with the resub. 6 Sierra gifted 100, of course. All right, y'all, what do you think? Let me show you guys the gap, or lack thereof. All right, here we go. All right, so point of control is right there. So, you know, a lot of stuff You know, anything you guys want to talk about last minute? If you think you shouldn't be in the trade, you probably shouldn't be in the trade. For sure. Exactly. Yeah. And you don't have to force it, you know. Some people are going to sit there and be like, right now, I can tell you right now what's happening. There's going to be people that for sure got stopped out right there. And that's okay. That's what's supposed to happen. That's what's supposed to happen, right? That's okay, all right? There's going to be some people that did what I did or just kept the stop loss high, you know, whether it was the Fibonacci or whatever, and by sheer luck didn't get stopped out, okay? There's some people that are sitting right here and trying to take a short, okay? There's some people that got filled right there. There's some people, hands up if this is you, pussyfooted that, okay? But you shorted here and your stop loss is here. Don't lie to me. Hey, good J. I'm gonna do it. And there's really no right or wrong, okay? Right? Maybe you just wanted to see that reaction. You know what I mean? Like, this is all mass psychology. I'll tell you one thing. Enough of you guys, it's going to stop you out. So you better hope you're in the minority, right? And the age-old question is if you were going to do that, why didn't you take it here? But there is no coulda, shoulda, woulda, right? And these are the ways in which you have to be self-honest and you adapt. This, because some people are going to be able to say, but bro, the difference from here to here is more than my difference from here to here. Touche? No, that's fine. It's like if you're looking at it from that perspective, but you have to understand that that's the pivot point. So that's like saying this is the bottom, this is the top. I'm going to bet right in the middle. You know? So like it's kind of fucked. If you were going to long, your stop loss is here. If you're going to short, your stop loss is here. Like it's the same. Like you're like just betting from the middle. So it's a little bit better, even though it does seem counterintuitive to get the deviation rather than the middle. Long the deviation, short the deviation. But that's okay. You know, and that's just everybody has to kind of decide like what's appropriate for them, what's not, you know? So, any questions? You guys okay? But it's incredible how the math is playing out. Yes, really cool, really cool. Pixel? Yeah! Can we take a minute of your time to chart BTC dominance? Let me do a better job of it tomorrow. The other thing that I was going to share before I left was an ADA long. So I don't know if some of you guys are already in a long, but my stop loss would probably be like around here. I would do basically like this. Okay, so this is good, and we're looking for higher on this. So 6 Sierra, this is one of those that I feel might do better than DOT. All right, so for me, like I don't know if you saw this in the Discord VIP, but it's something like it probably needs to be that low. I think that low invalidates any bullishness, and you know this is like whatever. But anyways, and there's a couple more altcoins that I'll share. All right, everything Gucci? Kachuya! Vital says, are you still in your long from yesterday? Yes, Vital. This is head short, and this will also be head short. But I've already taken a whole bunch. So do you remember the plan that we laid out? As we pulled back, I got stopped out because I was shaving behind the 382. But so this is still valid, but I already realized a little bit, and actually my short is bigger than my long now. Vital. My short is actually bigger than my long, but yeah, I still would like to get that SFP. Yeah, so just remember, like, just be objective with it. You know, if it really is bullish, it's going to be able to, you know, not only get above certain levels, but spend time above it, not do a failed auction, right? If it really is bullish, you're going to be able to get above through levels, not on open interest declining, but on open interest going up. You guys are the fucking best. Appreciate y'all. Love you guys, man. Each and every single one of you. Sato, tell them what happens if they don't use stop loss.